Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal. This episode is coming out a little bit later than I would have liked, but I had some important things to do today. Hopefully some of which you'll get to see tomorrow. There's a thing we did that hopefully people are going to be into. So we have this flashpoint available, and I think we ought to flash it. Let us go ahead and flash the point. We are being employed by the Draconis Combine, who we have not been super kind to, but they don't hate us yet, at least. We're going to be going up against the Red Hair Irregulars for something. I don't know, we're going to get a weapon. I love weapons. An associate of mine on Primus is in desperate need of assistance. If you're open to a little subcontracting, I'll make it worth your while. I am, broadly speaking, open to things that earn me money. Ah, Commander Corpsington. Just the mercenary I was hoping to see. I have a favor to ask of you. There is a woman here, a Capellan dignitary, whose favor I must curry. I think that I can win her over, but I'm going to need your help. With respect, Shugo Yamaguchi, I'm surprised that you're going to the trouble. Primus is a backwater Capellan farming world. Why would you care what some local dignitary thinks? Well, in truth, I don't. But there are people in the Combine, influential people, who have developed an interest in this sleepy little planet, and I am under orders to facilitate their ambitions. And that, in turn, has required me to ingratiate myself with the locals. And so I find myself in my current predicament. Our dignitary is a woman of influence, a voting member of the Primus Planetary Authority. I don't care whether she likes me or not, but I absolutely must have her political support, and I need your help to get it. You haven't actually said any new information to me yet. Does this dignitary have a name? Lady Helen Kulan. She's experiencing mercenary troubles of a sort, and she needs mercenary assistance to resolve them. To be honest, I'm a little hazy on the details. Lady Helen isn't always as lucid as she could be. But whatever the nature of her problem, I have no doubt that you'll find a solution for it. Just do whatever she asks of you, make her happy. When she is happy, I'll be happy, and you'll get paid. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. As long as her request is within reason, we'll do our best to accommodate it. With respect, Mr. Oliveira, you are trained killers, and she is a provincial aristocrat. I can't imagine that anything she asks of you will take you too far out of your comfort zone. I'll reserve judgment on that until I've heard what she wants, thanks. Yes, well, you're about to get your chance. I'm putting you in touch with Lady Helen. The sooner you can get this over with, the better. Out of respect for your mutual privacy, I will vacate the conversation, but I'll be in touch after her needs have been satisfied. Shugo Yamaguchi's image cuts to static. A moment later, a middle-aged woman with a kind face appears to replace him. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember this flashpoint. This might be one that was added after the last time we played. Ah, Commander Large John Corpsington. Can you imagine a galaxy in which a whole bunch of people can say that with a straight face? It's wild. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you. Reynald has been singing your praises for ages now, and it's good to put a face to the name. As I'm sure Reynald told you, I am Lady Helen Kulan, Overseer of Shanxia Province, and third peer of the Primus Planetary Authority. Quite a mouthful, I know, but propriety demands that I use the full title. Yeah, sure, it's like a Tribe Called Quest. Fate has placed a terrible burden on my shoulders, Large John. It's almost more than I can bear. Alright, well, tell me about this burden, and I'll see what I can do to shoot it with a giant robot. There is a mercenary, a trained killer who calls herself Yuetu, maybe. She has injured me both personally and professionally, and has caused great distress to my son, Lord Angus Kulan. Indeed, my beloved boy has been so traumatized by Yuetu and her band of miscreants that he's confined himself to the Red Roost, our family's stronghold. I can hardly get him to set foot outside the building anymore. For my son's sake and for the sake of my house, I need you to hunt down Yuetu and eliminate her. I cannot rest until that horrible woman lies dead. Alright, what kind of backup will she have? You mentioned a band of miscreants? Yuetu has friends, if you can call them that. Allies of convenience may be a better description. They call themselves the Red Hair Irregulars. They're a nest of vipers, a rabble of frontier pirates who play at being mercenaries. But I don't fear them, Large John. Not with you by my side. I know that you will protect me. Yeah, I'll listen, I'll do what I can. Still a little bit short on, actionable information here. I can ask no more than that. Godspeed, Large John. Protect the future of House Kalan. Destroy Yuetu and her irregulars, and I give you my word that our friend Reynald will have my support. My best to you and your company. You are heroes, one and all. That seems premature. She terminates the connection. Well, she seems nice. A little saccharine for my taste, but nice. I don't know what Yamaguchi was talking about earlier. She seemed plenty lucid to me. We've got the job, so I guess it doesn't matter. May as well get to it, Large John. The sooner this merc is dead, the sooner we can collect our pay. Yeah, I'm a little worried. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd totally forgotten that thing he said about her not being lucid. So this mission has a maximum overall lance tonnage. Uh-oh, a lot of our lighter mechs are in the repair bay. Okay, well, we have the Phoenix Hawk and the Jenner that we can use to operate our lance down a little bit. We almost certainly won't be able to bring the crab on this. That's probably for the best, though. You know, it keeps us flexible. Commander Yuetu and her red hair irregulars have proven an intolerable threat to my interests and to the future of House Kalan. Ooh, she's driving an Orion. Smash it to pieces and bring me proof of her death, and I will lend Shugo Yamaguchi my support. Yeah, I wonder if that thing about her not being lucid all the time is going to come around to bite us in a really unpleasant way here. Well, we know there's a person driving an Orion here. I'd love to bring home part of that. But it's tough to know if we're going to be able to, especially without our optimal mechs, if we're going to be able to bring it down in a way that preserves much salvage. I wonder if we just want to go 1-6, core it when we see it, take the easy part, and just try to build up our supply of cash. Yeah, I think so, because we're going to have to pay for the next step of the Argo repairs pretty soon, or we're going to want to at least. I'm going to do it like this. So, there's a company max of 240 and a slot max of 75. That's not a big deal. So we could rock both the Centurions. It's a lowland map. How damaged is the Shadowhawk? It looks like it's missing quite a bit of health. I honestly don't remember. Okay, so it took some pretty serious damage to the right torso, which could cost it some lasers, but that's really about it. That said, also this is a lowlands mission, so heat's not really that much of a problem. We could just sub it for the Phoenix Hawk. I guess the question we have to ask ourselves is, without the crab in, do we need the Shadowhawk to put up enough metal to keep the enemies from getting to blow somebody up? Like, do we need the Shadowhawk as a secondary tank behind the Griffin? Things could get a little hairy. It's only 2.5 skulls, but, you know, that only means so much. I'm gonna try swapping it out. So, how do we want to set these pilots? I probably would like somebody with heat control, with vent coolant in the Phoenix Hawk, because it does heat up pretty good. Okay, the one on the right side is the one with the good weapons. So, let's move Crackle over to that one. I don't know if we're running Trampoline. I mean, this mission shouldn't be too terribly difficult, so we probably do want to make sure we're playing some people who could still stand to gain some stats. We don't really need Cruz, and I think Cruz is pretty healthy already. Maybe we keep Returned in on the Griffin, because I still would like to drive his gunnery up a little bit. And then for the other Centurion, it kind of doesn't matter who it is. Man, maybe it is just Trampoline. Yeah, because I want to have access to Splitfire. That gives us one sensor lock. It's in maybe the worst possible mech for it, though. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick with this. So Grizzly doesn't have coolant vent, but she does have a reasonable number of tools to operate this thing. I actually do really like having Ace Pilot on it, so we can reserve down, jump in, shoot, and then jump back out. We'll just have to be careful with our heat the old-fashioned way. There is definitely, I definitely have some concerns about using that Phoenix Hawk at this point. I guess 2.5 skulls is not actually any higher than the difficulty we were doing when we got the thing, right? That's maybe a little higher. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I think that actually the game's not any more dangerous than it was when we were actively using the thing, and I'm just nervous about it now because I'm used to the security that the King Crab brings to the table. It is an awfully good mech, you have to admit. So like I was saying, I'm not sure if her lack of lucidity is going to come around here. Maybe it's going to turn out the situation is considerably different than how she described it, and Shugo Yamaguchi would have been able to explain it to us if only he'd stayed on the call or something. We're getting an incoming transmission. Looks like the target has something to say. Attention, incoming mercenaries. I am Commander Uetu of the Red Hair Irregulars, and you are encroaching on my company's territory. Turn back or be destroyed. Well, she sounds confident. For good reason. I've got more than 100 enemy kills under my belt. If you don't want to join them, I suggest you turn tail and run. I find that hard to believe.
What a glorious spot for mech combat.
Well, I'm glad Grizzly's into it at least. Right, there's no way she personally has 100 mech kills. Like, why would she be here? I feel like that person's services are maybe, like, valuable. She could be somewhere that matters instead of this backwater of the backwater.
You don't want to get caught in a crossfire.
All right, we've been told straight up there are reinforcements. I feel like this should maybe not reveal itself until the first time you actually get shot at by one of them. They even have missions already that work that way. All right, what do we got? 45. Probably want trampoline to I want to get like up in the trees on this little hill here, I think. Or maybe even all the way up there. I don't think my jets will carry me that far.
Okay, let's go.
Start by putting you in the trees. Now, your jets definitely won't carry you up there. I guess just do the same thing. We should be a little cautious about grouping up. You know, we don't want to make it too easy for them to stray shot into people. I know a lot of the time I try to take it easy on the first turn. But since this guy probably hasn't gotten to move yet, there's a pretty good chance that he's not guarded and he has 0 evasion. We might have an opportunity here to just knock somebody out immediately. I'm going to go for it. Okay, he is guarded, but he's just sitting out in the open. So it's a well-maintained laser blackjack. So it does store... Yep, okay. I couldn't remember if it was just the gun blackjacks that do that, but no, they all do it. Don't put ammo bins in your center torso.
Waiting on you, Commander.
I do wish that the game, one of the things I would like most is if the game would vary up. Let's see if we can jump up here. Oh, we can jump up there. I'll take that.
Here we go.
I wish that it was the game would vary up the weapons on the mechs. Like, we shouldn't always see stock blackjacks. There should be a variety of different equipment loadouts on the blackjacks, because every company should run them differently, right? I know that there are mods that do that, which is a thing I might be interested in. Do I want to just get you up on the hill as well? Ooh, hold on, we got lots and lots of readings over here. 30 and a 30. Okay, that's not really all that dangerous. As we fire the AC-2 dead center, gives me a pretty advantageous position for the approaching enemies. How much would I need to actually kill him? 41. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like I should. It feels like I should jump this way and just try to get the job done. But probably forward enough forward is how I English that sentence up.
Yeah, here we go.
To be able to hit him with the medium lasers. Wow, 2 of those lasers missed. That's a real shame. Having a tough time closing. Okay, what is that coming up behind me? It's a crab. Well, definitely getting to cover.
You got it.
And I mean, I'm going to try to finish him off. I'm not going to hit him with the UAC. We can save that. But I think everything else can go here. But all of a sudden, it's impossible to hit the center torso. We've hit every other part of his body with almost every weapon we've fired at him. Well, this is not going all that well. Also, 5 points of evasion. Completely meaningless.
Damage looks light, Commander.
This part I'm not too worried about. These little guys don't have the weaponry to break through the griffin. even if they could hit him. Alright, so the Blackjack's in cover now. Still has 17 center torso health. I think let's do this and hope that this is good enough. Just want to get this guy up into his sniper perch where he's going to live for the rest of the mission. Wait, did that really... Yep.
Where that came from.
Not a single one of the 21 projectiles that we fired at him hit his center. Meanwhile, all of the enemy's attacks on this mech have hit the same area. You can see none of the other armor is even darkened. Ugh. Well... Jump for evasion and damage, but into cover. You do have... I guess I can shoot first, since I've got a good shot and everything. We don't need to launch everything here. It's interesting that it's indicating we're keeping the bonus damage. So I guess maybe the bonus damage from the vectored thrust kit doesn't reset until you move again. That's pretty interesting. It makes an ace pilot way more valuable for the Phoenix Hawk. Let's turn off some of this stuff. I'd like to lose a little bit of heat this turn. Then again, I also want to make sure we get the kill. Yeah, let's just go ahead and... Okay, one of those weapons went center. One of the last 15 or so weapons we fired at him finally went center. So I could run for 3 points of evasion. Or I could jump backwards and get a whole bunch of points of evasion. But that generates so much heat we will overheat. In fact, we overheat if we jump almost anywhere. Oh man, I wish I could make it to the forest spec here. Well, I think we're better off getting in the forest than not getting in the forest. Hopefully that's not controversial. Okay, 4 evasion. And I'm a little... I don't want to just face this way, because then I get jump shotted in the back. But if I don't face... If I turn to face him, then I get shot in the back by the small mechs. Yeah, there's not much I can do about it, right? The small mechs are going to get their shots. Don't like the fact that they just passed the turn. Like, the turn of a mech that is not over here just occurred. Which bums me out, because I don't want there to be more mechs. Alright, so we're gonna... it's got 185 center health. We can do a considerable portion of that here. But if I jump into cover, I lose my frontal arc shot. That's a shame. I think this is it, though. We run up like this. I turn as much as I can in this direction to try to get the smaller mech shooting into my side rather than my back. And then I probably have to coolant vent. I guess let's look at it. Yeah, if I want to fire everything, I just barely need to coolant vent. And then we precision strike him to get some kind of hit chance, and we just go to his leg, try to knock him over. Everybody else's job gets so much easier if we knock that leg out.
Skipper.
Let's see, I could start... I thought I saw a dot up on the ledge here. I probably was looking at it from this angle where it looks like that dot is up on that rock. Well, I can't even move enough to generate a single point of evasion while staying in the trees. Okay, I can if I do this. And that gives me only an indirect shot on that guy, though. Also, he had 6 points of evasion when I shot at him a second ago, I guess? That doesn't seem right, does it?
10-4.
Well, I guess I can take some comfort in the fact that he's also not getting a lot of value out of all the evasion he spent. He spent all the effort getting. I guess we just fire these. I'm not taking a 45% with the UAC. Alright, we got some stability damage in. Was it enough? It was not enough to unsteady him, just barely. That's a real shame. 32 health in the leg. Okay, so he's got to guard that side pretty carefully. Even a non-aimed side shot is potentially pretty dangerous for him. But then he didn't do the thing I said, almost as though he was just being spiteful. many evasion charges was that? 2? Okay. That's interesting for sure. Talk about this Phoenix Hawk. So my left side is the damage side, which is a real shame. Do this and have my front facing... Oh, no, my left is still the side that would be facing the mechs from back there. I sort of want to fire at him from the side rather than the back, just to see if I can clip the leg. Because if we take the leg, the Phoenix Hawk dies, right? There's no way it survives the volley that it will receive in response. But also, I gotta think about my heat. I can do this. I won't be able to fire everything. Yeah, but I need the distance. Alright, what can I fire? Is it just the AC-2? Alright, well, that answers the question of whether or not I want to make this a precision strike. I get it, though, if I hit the precision strike. What are the odds? It goes from 31 to 48. I don't think that's worth spending the resolve. We'll take the 31.
Locking in target.
Ah, too high. Okay. This I like. We turn off the small laser. Okay, yeah, he is in dire shape.
Critical damage detected.
We're gonna have to deal with that crab, and that crab has pretty good damage output. It is not a mech to just ignore for a long time. But it has had an awful lot of evasion every turn so far, which does make it difficult to deal with. Here it's only got 2. How much center torso health do you have? A lot. But we could get a lucky kill. Alright, I think we want to start with this Centurion. Let's see if we get lucky. And if we do, then I can use the other one to just try to pull the whole, put the whole big volley into that crab. Maybe get lucky and damage it enough. That's a real shame. I was hoping for an ammo explosion. Okay, it's tough ranging for him, apparently. He did back off quite a bit before taking the shot. 19. It's tough to know how many weapons we would need to actually get a kill here. Obviously, I don't want to let him get back up. He does still have most of his damage potential. But it feels like a horrible waste to just attack him. I think it's what I have to do, but it feels like a horrible waste.
Bye-bye.
That probably sounded a lot cooler in his head. I think we put our mechs in a reasonable position to defend against this stuff. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Crab managed to move in such a way that he did not get any cover this time. I call that questionable decision-making. Looks like I can't quite make it into a rear arc shot. I certainly don't want to jump. My heat's bad enough as it is. So yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think I remember these guys having very heavily armored legs, so we're probably better just trying to burrow right through the torso. Turn off the snub, so I'm probably not going to bother aiming. Yeah, we'll just do this. We'll generate some stability damage, maybe get a little bit of lucky work done on the torso. Okay, that's something a little bit more serious.
Ha! Send me a real opponent.
I think that was an AC-10? Not much like that. Let's get you out of direct line of sight of the enemies.
I leap. I soar.
I do appreciate the enthusiasm, I'll be honest.
Right, Commander.
Okay. He would have been knocked down there if he had been unsteady when that attack began. All he did was run forward and brace himself to lose the unsteady. I'm okay with that, I think. Maybe just have this guy sprint around to a safer position. We gotta shed some heat.
Yup.
I wonder what it was that that shot the AC-10 and the large laser at us. So all we're going to be able to do is hit him in the side that we didn't already weaken. And probably we're just going to want to fire the one weapon here, I think. Yeah, I guess I'll just take this obstructed shot. I'm not super happy about it.
I got
But
you.
we'll just give him the UAC-5 to take advantage of the breaching shot. The UAC-5 is not going to be able to get his torso. But I suppose it's a start. And also, this has the added advantage of knocking down his initiative for next turn. Okay. Didn't hit his torso at all, I think. I think that was arm and leg. Not so bad, though.
You need me to hold still for you?
Alright, we do have to do something about that Jenner. I don't know, it's not like a super high priority. Okay, do we want to... I think we want to focus in this time. We're not doing all that much damage here, because remember, he's bulwarked, so... Gotta make it count. We did alright. With the Phoenix Hawk, we could probably break that. So I need to back the Centurion off behind the rocks over here.
What can I do for you?
Stop all that stuff. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter what order we do this in. There's really not a position I can be in where I have cover and also a direct shot on him. Looks like if I try to take cover, I lose everything. Okay, well...
I hear you.
Maybe you're not next, then. Maybe what I do is... Man, this hill is very inconvenient for us. Okay, maybe what I do is just this. Then again, he's got Bulwark. Yeah, it's still this.
Roger that. Firing on target.
If he is unsteady and potentially going to get knocked over, he has to make very different decisions than he makes otherwise, so I think that that's the right call. Wait, I don't have vision of him at all? I guess. Yeah, let's do it like this then.
Copy.
I'm going to go ahead and precision strike this in the hopes of landing the first shot here to the torso, removing the arm so that it doesn't have the opportunity to soak any damage. Alright, not bad.
Critical hit, Commander.
What are your orders, Skipper?
And I'm relatively confident that the Phoenix Hawk is far enough back to not be in any danger. Sort of want to... I'm trying to find like a direct shot here. I'm wondering if this is maybe a better use of our... No, he also has 40% damage reduction, though. Because I really want to be able to hit him with the UAC because we've almost got him down. But I don't want to be out in the open. Yeah. Beggars cannot be choosers in this particular instance, it looks like. Gets the LRM-5s. I don't think this is knockdown damage, unfortunately. Yeah. We needed to get the autocannon in there.
Is that it? I'm...
Alright. Where did that spider go? Guess it must have jumped back down? Yeah, that's it right there. Weird. I don't know why it would do that. I do have coolant vent. He's showing me back armor, which is probably the right play given the state of his armor right now. He's actually in less danger of me shooting him through the back than he is in me shooting through the front. Go ahead and coolant vent, and he's unsteady, so this could do all kinds of great things. Okay, I'll take that. If that had not worked, I don't think we would have had enough damage for a knockdown, but at least it would have been in the neighborhood.
Waiting on you, Commander.
We would have been in the right kind of place to put a knockdown on the table for our next action. You know what? I'm gonna reserve. Let's get them to commit everything. Pretty sure they don't have any twos. Oh no, they definitely do.
What can I do for you?
That was long enough that it was waiting for something to finish its turn. So my right side's a little bit weak. The left arm is damaged, but it doesn't much matter. Yeah, so we'll turn this way. So there's an enforcer. No Orion, I notice. Well, this guy's relatively dangerous, and also he's shootable. Which I guess makes him the guy who gets shot. And we'll work on that that right torso section, as we often do. Really love to get through to that autocannon. 40% damage reduction is a little harsh, though. Alright, we're just going to give him the autocannon.
Locking in target.
Fortunately, we can jump pretty much as we want while firing the autocannon and still lose heat. Autocannons are low heat output weapons, which is really nice. So over here we got a Wolverine, which is going to be a lot more dangerous at short range than it was at long range. Alright, I think if I do this, I can start getting up on the high ground, which I think is a really valuable move for us, even though it means this turn's attack is real bad.
Copy that.
Okay, don't know that I think that was a good idea, considering that the spider can do 50 damage just by shooting its medium lasers. Oh wait, is this the one that's one... I guess that's the one that's one laser and two machine guns. The punch is definitely better there. Alright, well that left arm is doing what it's supposed to do. So we have this Wolverine. Hold on, does this Wolverine come with jump jets? This might not be one of the jumpy ones. It looks to me like it might be jetless. Okay. So all we need to do is move you around to a place where you are not getting hit from the ground. Unfortunately, I don't get to move before punching, which is what I really want to do. Do this and just not... Boy. That's not any good. DFA damage is 130, so it would do 65 to each leg. I'm seriously considering just stomping this dude. Oh, it doesn't let me jump over him to do it. Well, that does complicate things a little bit. Do I just take the terrible shot into his back armor? No, probably not. I guess it feels kind of dumb, but maybe the right play is this guy moves to somewhere where he can shoot at the Enforcer. I guess if he can shoot at the Enforcer, he can be shot by the Enforcer, though. Maybe this guy moves to a position where he is safer. Oh, right, we're losing vision here. I was like, why can't I just shoot at the Enforcer with my missiles? But it's because we won't have vision of him anymore after the jump. Well, I'm fairly certain the Wolverine is going to go for this shot, if he can get it. So, we're going to jump back, and then I'm going to sensor lock somebody. It's probably... It might be the Jenner, honestly. Like, being able to get rid of this thing so we don't have to worry about it doing 150 damage to somebody on an Alpha Strike might be valuable, and it doesn't take that much UAC work to get that done, probably.
Right here.
The real question is, can we make UAC work happen? No, I can't jump high enough. Alright, well, we can make other stuff happen. We can jump forward enough to get him with the PPC. It's the only weapon I'll be able to fire. But I'm not opposed to this, actually. This is not a bad move, I think. Or we could potentially work on you. I really want to get rid of that Jenner.
Engaging jump jets.
Do I... Yeah, I think I do Precision Strike, mostly because of how bad my base hit chance is here.
Engaging target.
Okay, not really great clustering, but it's damage.
Standing by.
Alright, so I'm going to do this, even though it's not super likely to work out to be real valuable, because we need to shed some heat here. Yeah, I hear you. That's exactly how I'm feeling about it. I'm going to go ahead and jump up. We'll get on top of this thing someday. Alright, well, we got through his armor at least. That's something. Once the UAC's on the high ground, I'm going to feel a little bit better. Alright, can we get you to a position... Yeah, okay. We must have vision of the Jenner, or else we wouldn't even be able to target it.
Roger that, Commander.
Okay, we can multi-target, I suppose. Do this and that. I see no reason not to. We may as well try to kill this thing.
I got you.
If this works, they lose vision from the high ground and I gain it. That'd be pretty okay. Not quite a kill, sadly.
Good.
55 damage off, or maybe less, depending on what happens with that ammo bin. Actually, I feel okay about it. Yeah, I would really have liked to remove at least one weapon from the Jenner.
I'm losing armor bad.
Be pretty helpful. Could get to a position where we try to kill the we can try to kill the Jenner, but we're going to be shooting into its undamaged side if we do.
Commander?
What about the Centurion here? What does this look like? Range banding is pretty bad. 49 health. I think I'm inclined to do this. That leaves my damaged left arm facing those guys. Oh, you know what? I don't do anything
Right
yet.
here.
Yeah, I probably just reserve, right? Let them take the shots they're going to take, and then we can move in potentially unsafe situations. Alright, that leg going out would not be good for me. Okay, now we get aggressive.
Standing by.
Phoenix Hawk... Yeah, I'm thinking the Phoenix Hawk is going to be responsible for killing the spider. Unfortunately, I don't think we're anywhere near medium laser range here. Can I get to medium laser range? No, so never mind. Not responsible for killing the spider because you can't do it. What we can do is into this guy's rear armor. Just outside. In here is the long range for the medium lasers. We're just barely outside of it. It's a real shame. So you just don't have much contribution to do at all this turn. Yeah, maybe this is a little bit better than being in front of it. In front of it, I could make a reasonable aim shot for his center torso, though. Just turns that I'm facing the front against these guys as much as possible, so as to maybe not lose my left section. And here comes Hope. This is what Hope looks like.
Firing everything I've got.
Alright, the AC hit was very important there. Mission critical.
Down.
So the thing they have that's operating on 2 must be that, that Orion, right? Can't really see how it could be anything else. Alright, I'm not going to be able to fire everything here. Well, just barely. Yeah, alright, let's do that. Let's have at his rear armor. $74 remaining structure.
Yes, Commander.
It'll certainly make him think.
Engaging. Jump jets. Engaging.
That's a shame, that didn't go to the right section. Alright, so if they don't get their spider up right now... Yep, okay, good. I was gonna say, if they don't get their spider up right now, he doesn't get up, which I'm hoping will compel them to spend their first turn doing that. Which is great for us, because then we can fall back away from him. We can fall back away from the enemies in general. Just kill the spider, hopefully. And get our mechs out of danger a little bit.
Here we go.
Hoping that we've broken line of sight enough here. You will overheat if you fire everything. That's fine.
Targeting enemy 6.
Well, I feel like the that Centurion is not at risk of overheating very frequently. We've really been, like, running it right up against the limit here.
Damage minimal.
I do always appreciate when they turn around and fight the Griffin. I'm gonna go for a big punch here. I'm just thinking, like, it's my left leg that's damaged, so this puts my right leg toward the enemy, puts me in cover.
Location confirmed.
Also very likely to be a kill if we make contact.
Target down.
Oof, man.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Enforcer does a lot of damage. Amount of damage that makes me very uncomfortable. And we are so close to being able to do it, to being able to go big again. It's gonna be just outside. Seems like they figure out exactly where your weapon's range is going to end and then move in such a way as to not be in there, which is a little tough for me. I'm not good enough at seeing the weapon ranges yet. Well, I think I'm going to do this, even though it doesn't really work the way I want it to, just because, it doesn't allow me to have cover. We're going to somewhat rely on the 6 points of evasion. Alright, let's try to peel that side torso. Can I? Nah.
Here we go.
Okay, that was pretty lucky. We managed to get an ammo bin to blow up. So that takes out one of his 2 high damage weapons. And in fact, that weapon was about half of his overall damage. So I think this is just going to let us fire the SRMs. Yeah. Small laser's not quite in range. I don't think I need to precision strike here. So, we do now have coolant vent available. Let's see, we run up behind him and just 100 damage even. It's still slightly better than shooting for the front. Yeah, I think let's do it. I think there's pretty good odds this works. Definitely must vent. We got it. This is easy.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Unfortunately, they still have a pretty significant amount of damage left. I think the difficulty rating goes by weight class. Like a mission is 2.5 skulls if it has a certain combination of, or a certain total weight of mechs on it. It's not like it measures by the mech types or anything. So, this is a great example of how even within the same weight class, some mechs are like way more dangerous than others. This should be a pretty easy kill, I think. I'm going to turn off the LRMs. We don't need these. They're not going to help that much anyway.
Engage target.
Target destroyed.
Alright. Now, just the Orion. Somewhere. Because there are definitely, like... As far as groups of two mechs of those weights go, that was a pretty dangerous group. I don't actually know where we're going now, so like the edge of the mission area is over here, so I guess it's this way?
Affirmative.
On my way.
I have to jump down slowly? Is that really... you can just try to keep up with the other Centurion. Okay, reserve.
Standing by.
We're going to take advantage of that ace pilot here for a second.
Right here. Roger that.
So an Orion 5. ON15. Yeah, it looks to me like we are... Oh, we're in the front. Huh. Yeah, I guess just barely. I was going to say, that shoulder is where we probably want to go. I'm glad I'm in his side arc. But apparently I am not, in fact, in his side arc. Well... Leg's not super heavily armored. Maybe we do want to try to take the leg out. I'm a lot less good at shooting the leg than I am at shooting the other thing, though. I'm going to go for it. It would be cool to knock his leg out.
Primary target damage, Commander.
Yep, I have no weapons range with everything. I think this is the way I want to go.
Commander?
Are we really just completely outside of missile range? I guess we must be. You don't see that all that often. LRMs have very impressive range.
Yes, Commander.
Man, can never quite fire all the weapons.
Affirmative.
And then we ace pilot ourselves backwards just enough to not be in vision anymore. Yeah, this'll do. And it looks like I'm not quite overheating there. It's close. Let's go here instead. Cowardice!
Waiting for orders.
Do you have anything approximating a sensor lock? No, the sensor line is all the way over here.
Moving fast. All right, let's move.
Do I want to jump in like this? This pretty much commits us to the fight because I won't be able to get... Well, I'll be able to get the Griffin out before his next turn. I'm kind of... In my head, I'm thinking about the turn order a little bit wrong, I think. We've already pushed him back. Yeah, let's just go. Let's just hit him with stuff. I think I'm going to go ahead and spend a precision strike. I really want that leg.
Engaging target.
That's not where the leg is. So part of me wants to jump forward and just really hammer him.
Commander?
I don't think we're going to be able to do enough stability damage to make that really viable. So I'm going to have you just brace.
And sitting on my hands.
Have these guys come in and just pepper him with missiles. Actually, probably just you.
Right, Commander. Firing on target. Orders?
Yeah, because you only have one volley of missiles left anyway, and that's not really how I want to spend it. Also trying to make sure that I don't put myself in a position where you can just run forward and shoot me. This should be safe.
Engaging jump jets.
We can continue to dart back and forth like this and control the fight until their pilot pushes forward. Or I guess runs back far enough. I must be able to see him from the Phoenix Hawk. No, actually. And it's definitely not a range thing, because you basically can't outrange an AC-2. So do we want to... I'm going to reserve down past him. Let's give ourselves another opportunity to take 2 turns in a row, effectively.
Engaging jump jets.
Alright, everything in to the leg. That's not the leg. There we go, got him. Okay. This should make it easier for everybody else to get in on him in a way that matters. So he has a ton of center torso structure. It's slightly faster to kill his center torso than it is to kill his leg now.
Right here.
Can I get you to a position where you have a direct shot? Nope.
Affirmative.
Well, there's no reason not to use the LRMs now. I'm going to try to blow up his other leg, I think. We're way better at hitting center. I was just thinking if we destroyed the other leg, there's more salvage left, but we're not going to be able to take it as priority anyway. We could get very, very lucky and get a piece of him
My long-range missile
as part of our random loot, but
waiting for orders.
you can't trust that.
Got it. Tell me what to shoot.
Now, keep in mind, this is a flashpoint, and what that means is it's more than one mission. So, whatever it is we're doing here, it's not the whole story.
Ugh, here we go.
Once again, can't fire all the weapons? Oh no, just barely can.
Affirmative.
That's actually a lot of damage.
Target. Hot.
Commander, the area has been cleared. Darius has given me the green light to land immediately. It isn't going to be easy to catch up with UA2's ejection pod, Commander. There's already a whole swarm of red hair battle mechs converging on her location. I underestimated you, Commander. You're much better than the last assassin my mother sent after me. Oh, okay, there it is. Wait, your mother? She didn't tell you? I suppose I'm not surprised. If you'll grant me the courtesy of a parley, I'll tell you what you've gotten yourself dragged into.
Mission
This seems like it might be one of those things where we're better off not knowing. Right? Because as soon as we know what's up here, then we probably have a moral obligation to engage with it in some way. Ignorance allows me to just do whatever I was going to do anyway. Boy, we took a beating on that one. Oh, apparently we have 3 pieces of this already. We could finish our Wolverine. The thing is, an Orion's actually a pretty useful mech. I'm going to take the Orion piece. They gave us an Enforcer. Okay, I was not expecting to get a second piece of mech salvage, so that's pretty alright. They could have given us the Wolverine, but somehow we will live, I suppose. So she's going to tell me... I assume there's going to be a decision to make here. Probably she tells me what's up, and then we have to decide whether we actually want to complete the contract or not. The fact is, I'm not super concerned with what the Draconis Combine thinks of us, so we might not. Good of you to speak with me, Commander. The last assassins I had to deal with were far less courteous. I suppose that introductions are in order. I am Lady Yvonne Uetu Kulan, first daughter of Lady Helen Kulan, and heiress to the governorship of Shanxia province. And if you think this thing about hiring people to kill her daughter wasn't bad enough, she's named Yvonne Kulan. That's what a thing to do to a child. You got proof of that, or are we just supposed to take you at your word? You'll find a copy of my blood chit attached to this comm feed. Examine it to your heart's content. It'll only confirm what I've told you. Comstar issued identification carried by mech warriors in the field. It's like dog tags, but with biometrics. I guess that makes sense. She's telling the truth, Commander, and her outfit's got an impeccable MRB rating to boot. By all indications, she's a reliable, trustworthy mech warrior, and she's our client's eldest daughter. And also, we just killed we killed several of her people, so I imagine she's probably pretty mad at us. And yet, Lady Helen's put a price on her head. She has, but I don't blame her for it. My mother is not well. She does her best to conceal her condition, but her mind is not what it used to be. For all my life, my mother has been a force of nature, the sharpest woman you could ever hope to meet, with the heart of a poet and the determination of a warrior. But as she's aged, she's become confused, easily led and susceptible to flattery, and my vile shit of a brother, Angus, has wasted no time turning her condition to his advantage. Angus isn't like my mother. He doesn't care about anyone or anything save for his own personal advancement. And so, where I have faced my mother with difficult truths, he has showered her with lies, vomited forth flattery like a gull feeding its chicks. From his perch in the Red Roost, Angus has milked our mother's decline for his own benefit, and, to my eternal shame, I have failed to stop him. So we aren't really here at your mother's request, then. Angus has manipulated her into sending us after you. Naturally, if I were killed, he would become the heir to our mother's rank and title. That would be a tragedy, both for me personally and for the people of Shanxia province. As I said before, Angus has no ambitions save for his own personal enrichment. He'd bleed our people dry if given the chance. And if you carry out my mother's instructions, that's exactly what will happen. I get what you're saying, Lady Yvonne, but you need to know that we're working for your mother at Shugo Reinald Yamaguchi's request. If we fail to follow the letter of her request, it'll damage our standing with House Kurita. And you need to know that if you carry out my mother's orders, Shugo Yamaguchi will be held accountable for the tragedy that follows. The people of Primus hate Angus as much as I do. He's an abusive, undisciplined little monster. How do you suppose the planetary authority will react if a Kuritan dignitary hands him the keys to the governorship? Well, badly, I imagine. Of course, if Angus were eliminated, the situation would be different. My mother's reason to kill me would disappear. Her mind may not be as clear as it once was, but she has enough sense to know that our house can't survive without an heir. And while I can't promise that Reinald will get the support he's looking for in the short term, I can vow that he would have my loyalty, from now until the day I die. That's quite a proposal. You're asking us to go off mission and kill our client's son in direct violation of Shugo Yamaguchi's instructions. That doesn't sound like the kind of thing a mercenary would do, does it? But a decent person might. I await your decision, Commander Corpsington. For my own sake, I hope that you'll take the long view and do what's right. Well, here's the thing about this. She should have offered to pay me, right? From the position of me being a mercenary, it sure does seem like it makes sense to just do the job. That said, I feel bad for her, but also, do we have any indication that her story is true? We don't really, right? We know that her mother is not well, and her story relies on that, but that doesn't, we don't have any indication that there even is a brother, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, I want to believe her. My first inclination is to believe her and just go and do this thing. Especially, I feel like, if this little monster really is manipulating a mother who is not in her right mind, that's killing stakes right there, right? Alright, we'll handle your brother for you. But when the deed is done, you'd better hold up your end, or we will hunt you down and kill you. Hell, I'll kill everyone on this planet, I don't care. Thank you for listening to reason. When my miscreant of a sibling lies dead, there will be no more need for bloodshed. This is the best way forward. For Shugo Yamaguchi and for House Kalan. You won't regret your decision, I promise. I find it hard to believe that Yamaguchi would have held us responsible for what would happen if we had just fulfilled the contract. So there may not have actually been any long-term stakes with that path. This was maybe a bad decision. Second-guessing a client is always a dicey proposition, but in this case I understand why you chose to do it. I just hope that it pays off. Well, only one way to find out, Exo. Let's make it happen. Roger that, Commander. Setting a course for the Red Roost. Let's see if it's as tough a nut to crack as Lord Angus thinks it is. I mean, we have pretty long-range weapons. We're good at dealing with static defenses. And we will totally prove that next time, on Monday, when y'all come back and see us hopefully kill an evil little monster who's manipulating a poor old woman, and not some totally innocent dude who never did anything wrong. And we'll see you then.